Hey guys, Jim Bowles with Cooperative Motor Works and Motorhome Rehab Ranch over on Patreon. And this is the first video after Christmas. I know you're not supposed to date your videos, but you go to your friend's house and you see what he got for Christmas and stuff. Let me show you what I got. Everybody knows that I have a bow. Now, I'm not much of a gun guy, but I was given an assault rifle. It shoots salt. Isn't that cool? Shoots salt, and it's got a, look at that, man. Yeah. Yeah, I know, what can I tell you? My Christmas, I had a good time. So, let's talk a little bit about a few things. If you saw the alignment video we did, if you remember, I said, okay, we're going to get into this. We're going to get some people upset. Well, I expected that. And I appreciate the comments. I wanted to have some comments. Please give me more of your input and your comments on things. Here's one about the alignment. First sentence. I'm not sure how you can go from positive to negative caster with the rear ride height control. You're very right. Caster has to do with the front wheels. You can't do anything to take the back wheels and caster it. And I'm sorry that it was misunderstood or whatever, but let me explain real quick the process. To align, you just don't take it in and say alignment and you go have lunch. Okay? First thing, you've got to get it at ride height. The front has to be, the drive shafts need to come right out of the differential, right into the knuckle. That's your ride height. Now, yes, the manual, there's a number that goes from the frame. You can do it that way, but the bottom line is the drive shafts need to be straight. Number two, the rear needs to be set at ride height. That means take the air ride system and get about 1.5 inch to 2 inch rake to the back with the air ride system, like this. Okay, that was where the confusion probably was. The front end, you get the ride height, and then you set the camber, the toe, and then the caster. But before you do all that, the coach needs to be at ride height. Rear needs to be here, front needs to be there. Now it can be aligned. Make sense? Cool. I appreciate the question. Another question. This is not about alignments, but said that my windows leaks still, what do I do? And we talked a little bit about this. Said use a Turnabond tape, apply it over the gutter screws, blah, 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 and all this. Those are Band-Aids, please. Don't throw things at the wall expecting things to work, okay? Go back to your basics. Our coach was designed to have a sealant under that rail. Why? Because when you twist, that top of that rail could move 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch, but the middle will not. That's why the sealant's at the middle, okay? I'm sorry, you got to take those screws out. They should have been taken out every 10 years and resealed. Think of it as an airplane, okay? Gobbin stuff, I mean, if you go after, the Flex Seal family of products or something like that, it'll work for a little while. I've even used this stuff in my house. But that's not what you use in the motorhome, okay? So, another question. Said you say the transmissions are going to fail. Well, eventually everything fails. I mean, what's the half-life of cellophane? You can see it turns nasty and it's just no good. Doesn't matter what you do with it, it's still rolled up and you take it out and it's no good, okay? Transmissions, what's the half-life of a transmission? The thing sits there, it can't sit in a time tunnel forever. I mean, seals dry out, bearings get rust on them, grease has mass, and if it sits too long, the grease will weep off of something and the top will get rusty. if you go and get a barn find, I mean, we all as rednecks, we want to fire that mother up and drive it out of the barn and do some donuts and all that. And that's all cool, you know, and I'm into that too. Matter of fact, we just got Mercedes fired up, and I'm hoping that we'll get an Instagram video on it soon. But these coaches are 45 years, and please, you don't want the transmission to fail at the worst possible time. I guarantee you that if you don't attend to the transmission, if it's been sitting for a long time, you can play with it a little bit, but I wouldn't go out on the highway. I would replace the transmission because they get unscrewed. They really do. Seals go bad. Just so many things to go wrong. So my guess is when you read this, he was kind of like, well, what the heck? I mean, you replace everything? Well, yeah, kind of. Well, you know, you're taking a risk on it because things are 45 years old. And if you tell me you want to rely upon it, 12,000 pound machine on the highway dead is going to be expensive, but that's just an estimate. So if you want to rely on it, believe me, you need to replace that part. Okay? So that's what all that stuff's about. And let me say something here. We get a lot of comments, and really I appreciate it because that's what this is all about. Matter of fact, there's another video coming up today about this. I really want your input because this is your, what do they call them, channels? This is your channel. This is, you want to know some things. It's not like I'm you know, being a guru or something. That's not it. You have a question, if I don't know what the answer is, I will find the answer. It's important because these machines are old. The technology, we're losing it. We're losing parts. Things are getting more expensive. I mean, the scale of it getting older and things getting more expensive, they're crossing. So you don't want to make mistakes. That's what this is about. We want to help you not make mistakes. Remember, Henry Ford's first car had bicycle tires. Wasn't long after that he figured out the bicycle tires weren't going to make it, but he had to figure that out first. I don't want you to figure that out first. Get with us. We want to help you. All right, well, look, that's a wrap for the day, and we're watching the internet for your questions. We're on Instagram. We're all over the place. Don't send me, if you want to communicate, great, send me an email or something like that. But if you've got a real question or something like that, just pick up the phone and call me. Because I don't sit there a lot of times. And Scarlett reviews all of your questions and things, and we sit down just like you're supposed to and talk about it. Okay, so send me those questions, but if you have a real problem, you need a question right now, just call me. Ranch hands, you got my number, all right? I'm okay with it. It's good, but not about gas prices in Topeka at 2 a.m., right? Not about that. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.